What is going on, guys? We are back. Spence here with my main man, Daniel, and this is community update number 2. I got cards this time, which is really interesting, so I don't forget what we're talking about. But a few things to jump into today. We were about to tape this, and the news broke, Scump's retirement. Big one. So we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about it. I'll start us off here, but for me personally, I've known Scump for a long time. A little emotional, but I've been in this scene for 15 years, 10 years, and to see Scump grow up, Scumper jumper, Scump now, it's been a long time. I've seen him grow up as a player, as a teammate, as a man, as a person. So, I thank him and thank everything that he's given us over the years. So appreciate that, and I wish him the best moving forward.
I couldn't say it any better than you, and I know you have a long-standing relationship with Seth. I'll keep it short and sweet on my end. Obviously, larger-than-life figure in our community. Yeah. Couldn't have asked for a better ambassador for competitive COD, and we wouldn't be here on this scale. This league wouldn't be on this scale without him, unquestionably. So thank you, Scump, on all your years of hard work and helping build this whole scene. We're forever grateful, and best wishes, and we're all going to be watching your next chapter.
We'll see him in the future anyways. He's doing watch parties.
He's coming.
He's going to be doing one for the upcoming major. So let's kind of hop into that. Let's talk about how we felt about Major 1 and what you thought were some successes there and how you thought it went.
I've been really happy. I think the team has been really happy with the whole Major 1 stage that we've just completed. Yeah. Obviously, we started the season a little bit earlier. There's been some, maybe some bumps along the road, but overall, the storylines have been great. The teams have been extremely competitive. Yeah, and then heading into our big tournament, I loved what happened in Raleigh with Major 1. You had Code, you had COD Mobile World Championship, Warzone Mobile, a Challengers Open, then obviously our bracket tournament. By the way, shout out to Esports Engine, our partner, but they also manage the entire process for all of those properties. So shout out to them. That's a tough job. Overall, loved it. Viewership obviously has been pretty strong. It's 75% up year over year in terms of our AMA. So we're really happy there. Hope to continue it. And by the way, thank you to all those who have been doing watch parties. We've enjoyed that extra viewership. We're hoping to expand those audiences. So thank you all who are partners of ours.
Yeah, I think the coolest thing for me, especially, I think a lot of other players too, it was cool seeing how the mobile players had pillows on their table when they played. When you have a festival like that, it brings out some of those cool nuances that you had never understood, and seeing those guys geeked up that they won, I think, made me a fan for sure. So, but yeah, moving forward, we also have a couple question marks in terms of season schedule. So obviously, we saw the announcement of New York. They will no longer be hosting Major 4. We also have a question mark over our champs venue. Is there anything there that we can speak to, what we're doing behind the scenes to make those things happen?
Major 4 is slated for mid-April. It's a pretty short timeline to there, so we're moving with urgency. Really, we're evaluating the range of options, and it really is a lot of things that we're looking at. Yeah. Is there another team that can pick up that major, that wants to and is able to launch that major? Requires diligence into a venue, the economics, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one. It's a little tougher, but that'd be great. Maybe in the middle, I would say, is can we still keep it on LAN, more of a studio show? Think last year's Pro-Am style event where there's no audience, but we can still keep it on LAN. I think that's obviously one option as well. And then on the other end of the spectrum, it would be an online major, much like what happened during the COVID years. Obviously, there's some preferable options that we're looking into and hope to get that information out really soon.
In terms of playoffs, I know the last couple of years we've been at Galen in LA. How are we looking for this year? Is there anything you can share? What are we thinking?
I actually just went on a site visit this last week. I think it's our last site visit that we're doing. Yeah. So we're getting to those final choices of where we're going to, and hopefully we can iron out where we're going to be very, very soon. I think above all, looking back at the last couple of years, one big thing we want to improve on is starting that ticket sale process much, much earlier. We know people need to book travel, make arrangements. So for sure, this is one of our highest priorities to get that information out. I think we're kind of near the finish line.
All right, so moving on. There's not really a good way to change over to the next one here, but The cards are telling me we got Challengers next. How do you feel Challengers has gone this year? I know that we did a lot of extra work behind the scenes this year to put together a great Challenger season. How do you feel it's been going so far?
I feel good about it, but I hope the community and the Challengers community feels that way. Yeah. We've definitely put in a lot of effort to try to make year-over-year improvement. And so when I look at the Pro-Am event to kick off our season, I thought it went really well, giving those players an opportunity to shine early on. Viewership overall in the Challenger scene has been going up, so I think there's been more eyeballs to check out talent, and I think that's a little more rewarding for them as well, so I love that. And then lastly, we've been able to hire essentially one of our community members that has been bleeding Challengers for so long, Clutch GG, and their team to become our Challengers Elite production partner, which has been really cool to see as well. So,
what can we expect though in terms of events for Challengers moving forward?
It's probably helpful to just set some expectations there, because I know that there's been conversation and disappointment, frustration around the team passes. So just very directly, right now, these team passes have been selling out, I would say about 2 weeks plus after they've gone on sale. Frankly, we don't see it as a huge issue. We feel like people have been able to get team passes if they purchase them early enough. These team passes will be anywhere from 64 to 96 team passes per open. And that's a number that we derived based on our learnings from last year when we looked at our host teams and some of the difficulties, frankly, of hosting Challengers. You need to find the space for that. We're limited by the amount of PCs that we at the league are able to provide. They're very high quality PCs. And then length of day in terms of competition, we're thinking about the competitor. So even right now with the current setup we have, you're playing for 3 days straight. Yeah. And some of those days are like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's really long days. And so that's some of the rationale for why there are limitations to something like 96 teams.
Yeah. What I'm also taking out of that is for Dallas and Toronto is if you're going to be competing, go out there, buy your team pass, get prepared.
Yeah.
Even if you're not maybe fully finalized with your roster or something like that, I think the best thing is to err on the side of caution, get your team pass, secure your spot.
Yep.
Because those events, we were at Toronto last year. That open event was awesome.
It's sick.
But I think a lot of the cool stuff, in Challengers, we've already kind of seen the season, and the season's so young, right? There's already been a lot of cool storylines in Raleigh or right before it.
What are a couple of your favorites?
Listen, there's been a lot of good ones. I've been catching up on my action, but I think some of the cool things that we've seen for sure at Raleigh specifically, LEG Academy, right? Like the point of the Pro-Am that we love to say and talk about is wanting to have these guys, give these guys options or opportunities to compete against pros and do well and make a name for themselves. And the fact that LEG Academy was able to go out there, take FaZe to the brink, beat London, and after that event, have 3 of those guys moved up to the main squad to play with the main roster with Alec competing, taking down LAT in one of their first matches, which has been awesome to see. So I think that's just one of the stories there. And I think another one of the great ones that we saw right after Raleigh was Kels from Europe making it into Elite. She's the first woman to ever do so, which is awesome to see. I think that just shows the sort of growth that we get in that scene. And their team is also going to be making their way to Boston to compete on land. So
good luck, Kels, in Boston.
Yeah.
Just to add on, I think that pipeline of talent is something that we're always focused on because it's all about the players at the end of the day. And to see the LAG Academy, to see Kels, I think, is emblematic of what we're trying to achieve, and just so glad and so happy to see that.
It's been such a short season already, but a lot of cool things are happening. A lot of cool things are going to be happening. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we get out of here?
Yeah, just one quick one. We got the Boston Major coming up this Thursday. Tune in at 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. If you're going, have a big jacket. Otherwise, tune in and we'll see you there.
Hopefully the next time we do these things, you've taken some time to brush up on your skills in ranked play or before ranked play comes out in a couple weeks, because you know what? I'm going to be there. There's going to be demons in there. I'm excited.
I'm one of them. I'm one of the demons.
You are. Sorry, that's my bad. Like I said, excited that we did this, and we will see you guys on another one of these community updates before the next major.
See ya.